Today we'll be recreating this opening shot from New Jeans music video. The video goes by the name How Sweet, and you can see during the first 10 seconds these cartoonish elements that are kind of rippling up and down. That's what we're going to be recreating using Premiere Pro and Photoshop and a few websites. Let's get into the video. I have one of the frames from the music video itself, and you will essentially need a way to recreate these titles with different fonts and different techniques, colors, fills, drop shadows, all these different kind of techniques. I already have downloaded some of them, and I will show you how we will be recreating these using a very simple website. As you can see, here are some of the variations that I was able to come up with, having done a couple of iterations, about 10 of them, and you're able to come up with these cool text effects in very few clicks of a button. So find this website, textstudio.com, go to editor, and let's type the name New Jeans, and then you can change the font by clicking here. I would actually advise on clicking on random so that you can get different fonts. Click on any one that you like. So for example, we'll start with this one. You can make it bigger or smaller by using this zoom, and then you can also alter the character spacing. You can also rotate it if that's what you're looking for. Then once you're done here, you can go to styles, and under filling you can change the fill on the text. In case you have a bias for certain colors, I would advise opening the flatUIcolors.com. Here you should have different color palettes to choose from. I will change a fill, paste that code. Then you can add a drop shadow on the text by clicking on the projected shadow, increase the size if that's what you want. You still have more options like adding an outline, shadows, and all that. For now, I want us to go with these. Then you have an icons tab whereby you can search anything. Assuming you're going to add an icon, you can change its size. You can also offset its position. And then you can go to the background. This is the most important part. Since you're going to carry this into Photoshop, we will preferably have something that has no background. So you can pick a transparent background, or you can alternatively choose a color. For this one, I will actually pick a color with some greenish and then increase the opacity. So I'm not sure if I like this color really. Let's go with something like this purple. Then once you're done with this, you can go to the animation. You can choose a text that blinks, but since we are going with this data on Photoshop, we'd rather have no animation on it. Then once you're done, click on download, and then just select a PNG and download it. So you need to try different styles. From the initial music video, you could see there were different kinds of styles that were implemented. There was this text that was going vertically. Just do the same thing on here. Type in New Jeans in that particular order. I will change the font, get something else. I can go to letter N, space it 2 times. Just do something that is random like this. And then you can go to our styles. You can change the filling if that's what you want. So those are some of the things that you can do. I would advise doing around 10 iterations for this. So once you have a couple of images like the ones that we have here, just open a new Photoshop file, 1920 by 1080, and we can drag and drop the ones that we'd like to use. I will make all of them decent size. I will spread them just in any random manner. Okay, so I think we have something good to work with so far. I'll just make this one a little bit smaller. In case you don't like the icon that came with the item that you picked, you can mask it out of your frame. Now we'll need a reference image, something that you can use when you're going to with this on Premiere. So I'll just take a screenshot from the main video. Okay, so at least we now have an idea of what you're going to recreate. Now we'll be needing to add some PNG elements. Here are some of the PNGs that I've already downloaded. These are some random ideas that I was able to get from the reference frame. You can search for something like money, basketball, sun, moon, soda, plants, whether that's a cactus, a flower. You can also search animals, which is something like a rabbit, spider, dog, cat. All these should be cartoonish elements, and you can get them from this website, kindpng.com. You can type in something like sun. These are some of the entries that I've gotten from searching the word sun, and you're looking for these cartoonish elements. I've actually downloaded these and this one. And after searching basketball, these are some of the entries that I've also gotten. I will actually download this one right here. So you need some random stuff like this to make this work. And finally, the last thing that you'll need some stickers. You can use this website or this other one, flaticon.com. I was able to search something like plants, and you get small stickers like this, which you can use. I will actually download this flower over here. Click download and you get a small PNG file, which is ideally what we are going for. Let's try something like lamps. These small items will actually add a lot of detail in the overall picture. And then I will move them into their respective folders. So as you can see in this folder, I have some PNGs, and then I have some stickers in this other folder. Don't worry, I'll share these in the description box. So I'll grab a few of them and add them into the Photoshop file that you're creating and kind of have a good montage. So after dragging and dropping them, this is what we now have so far. You can also duplicate some of them, like this star over here. I will actually Ctrl J or Ctrl D it. No, it's actually Ctrl J. And then I can place some more stars around and probably make them smaller. I can build up on this look with some stickers now. So I'll just bring in some random stickers in the frame. Yeah, and I think this is our look as it stands. One of the things that I observed from my reference image is that some of the texts would have these cuts, okay, these specific shapes like here and here. So this is something that you can all do on Photoshop. For example, with this one over here, just rasterize the layer first, get your pen tool, and then I will go around it. Then once you're done, make the selection, hit Ctrl Shift I so that you can select everything but what you just highlighted, and then click on delete. And now we have something that looks like this. So that's one of the ways that you can customize the shape of all these individual layers. I've altered this image a little bit by duplicating a few layers just to add some visual interest into this. And I think we are now ready to move with this into Premiere Pro. So what you need to do, just hide the last two layers, which is the background and the reference image that we are using. Then save that file. I'll save it as KPOP tutorial, and then we can go with this into Premiere Pro. So now I can import the Photoshop file that we had. Select on merge all layers. Remember that we disabled the visibility for the last two layers. So hit OK, and then just drag that above everything else. Go to your effects and add turbulent displace. Drag it on that PSD file, and then go to the effects. Just reduce the amount up to around 20, reduce the size to around 30. We just want a little amounts of this effect, and then you can keyframe the evolution. Probably go at the end of this first cut, let it go up to 360 4 times. So I'll change this value over here. The little animation that we've added should now start to look like this. Okay, if you want to add a jittery feeling to this, all you need to do, you need to nest this selection, then go to your effects and add posterize time. Change the frame rate to something like 11, 10, something around there. So I'll even extend the timeline. So I'll extend this so that it can extend over this selection. And yeah, in those few minutes, we have this little animation. Looks perfect. The animation stops right here because under the nested sequence, we don't have any more revolutions. So I'll just put up to 8 and then push this keyframe. And everything should be working fine now. That's our final animation. And yeah, that's a little bit of breakdown that I had for this tutorial. I will link down below all the websites that I used and all the materials that I was able to use in this tutorial to recreate this look. My name is Danny James. See you guys on the next tutorial.